everybody. Aloha. Today I have a very special video for you, and we are going to be talking about something that is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. And this fall, we have from Walt Disney Animation Studios, we have Moana 2 coming to theaters. And it is very easy to be highly cynical about this project. And I have huge doubts going into it. So I am with you if you are feeling skeptical of it. But I think there are also some reasons to be optimistic. And I mean, I'm an optimistic person. I hope for the best. So that's just my nature. So I certainly hope it will be great. But yeah, there's reasons to be a bit cynical about Moana 2. First of all, it's been a part of this barrage of sequels announced for Disney. Zootopia 2, Toy Story 5, Frozen 3 and 4. It's just a lot in the next couple of years. And so, that is something to think. And here they have this one. Is it going to be just another one in this group, or is it going to be special like the first film was? There's also been a while since the first one came out, and usually sequels that have a long delay, usually that's not a good sign. Usually that is a bad sign. And we have 8 years since the original film came out. Also, they just haven't been making good films, Disney animation. Since Encanto, it's been rough. And so there's that reason to be skeptical. They have been making kind of soulless movies with lots of Easter eggs and gimmicks, but not good stories, good writing. The brain trust has been letting us down for the most part, with the exception of Inside Out 2. And so there's reason to be concerned about that there's reason to be concerned about that. Just the overall state of Disney has just not been very exciting in the last couple of years. And to find out that it was originally planned to be a series for Disney Plus, and then it was changed maybe as late as last year into a theatrical. We don't know when the exact date. As of 2022, it was still being announced as a series. So we don't know when that change actually came, but it hasn't been long. And this thing has been in development since 2020. So it's been a while that this has been in development. Usually movies that are converted from television shows usually aren't very good. A lot of the Disney cheapquels were that way. Something like Tarzan and Jane, the Atlantis movie, things like that, originally planned to be a series and then converted over to a movie. Usually feel episodic because they are episodic. And so all that is a real concern and something that they will have to overcome with this film. But let's talk about some of the reasons to be a little bit optimistic. First of all, we have the premise. And it does sound a little bit rinse and repeat of the first film. We have Moana getting a call from the ancestors and going out and facing off of different creatures and finding Maui to help her. It sounds basically exactly the same. For her to complete her mission of reconnecting all of the people and communities of Oceania, she must summon her old demigod friend Maui. So there's that, yes, it does sound a little rinse and repeat, but I am intrigued by this wicked god of storm. I feel like that has potential to be interesting, and many other challenging creatures. And I enjoyed that about the first Moana. You've got the coconuts, you've got the shiny, you've got these different creatures that she goes up against. I thought that was fun. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with and what this wicked god of storm is. I feel like that could have potential to be a fun villain for her to face off against. And so there's some potential, I think, in this plot. Also, we have some of the music team returning. We have Mark Mancina for the score and songs, and we have Opataya Foyoa. I'd say that they were probably more influential even on that first movie than even Lin-Manuel Miranda. They were very, very, or at least as influential as Lin-Manuel Miranda. And we have Abigail Barlow and Emily Bear coming in to replace Lin-Manuel. Now, they might not be somebody that you've heard of, but if you're a fan of musical theater, you've definitely heard of her because they were the ones behind the unofficial Bridgerton musical. And this was a viral album that they created that was a musical about Bridgerton. And it became a lot of press because they didn't have any of the rights. They didn't have the permission from Netflix. It was considered like a fan album, like when somebody makes like a fan film. This was similar, but then it just kept getting more and more and more steam and getting more popular. And then they ended up winning a Grammy award with it, which was really crazy because like, how could you win Best Theatrical Album for something that's never been produced? But they did. And it's very catchy. It's a lot of fun, this unofficial Bridgerton musical. Just like what they were able to create out of like nothing, with just some ideas. Like here you have so much that's being given to them that you feel like, okay, then all the more that they could create with it, with Mancina and Fayoe with them, this team. So it's a very strong team for the music. We also have the original cast, Leigh Carvalho and Dwayne Johnson coming back. At first, they weren't both supposed to come back for the series. I guess Johnson, The Rock, has been involved from the very beginning with the series, but not Leigh. And but she's back, and so that's going to be nice to have their singing, especially Leigh. I have Tamura Morrison and Nicole Scherzinger playing her parents coming back, so that's good. Basically, the whole cast is coming back from the previous film, so that's good. Another reason to be optimistic is this is the first product to come out of Walt Disney Animation Studios Vancouver. It was originally planned to be their first series to come out of this studio, but they converted it over to the film. And a lot of exciting things are happening right now in Vancouver in the world of animation. Not just from Disney, but you have DreamWorks doing some really exciting things up there. You have Sony Animation doing exciting things. You have independent studios doing exciting things. Cartoon Brews up there. There's a lot of energy over there. They even have like their own animation schools that are very similar to the Cal Arts. And so this could be an opportunity for this fresh voice and fresh perspective in a studio that wants to make a name for themselves, wants to make an impact. It could be their chance. And what Disney Burbank has been trying to do the last few years has not been working. So maybe turning things over to a studio with fresh blood, fresh eyes, fresh energy, maybe that's what we need. Maybe that will help make this a good film. When they very first started the studio, the head of Walt Disney Animation Studios Vancouver, Amir Nasrabaldi, said, "I am so honored, excited to be joining the Disney family again. I can't wait to dive in and collaborate with the talented teams at Disney Animation on a new slate of projects for Disney Plus, starting with Moana." So that to me is kind of encouraging. This was the thing they were most excited about. This was the very first thing that they wanted to prove themselves on. And I think that could make it better rather than this work that's been coming out of Burbank lately, which is uninspired and tired. And, so maybe some fresh energy is just what we need. We also have Mark Henn and Eric Goldberg, master animators, that are supervising the work done on Maui's tattoos. And Eric Goldberg was the one who did it on the original film. So it's not like you have no experience that is sort of overseeing this, involved with this, helping with this. So that's very, very encouraging as well. There's also some hope that maybe Bob Iger actually did see so much potential in this that he decided it was worth the investment as a theatrical, that he didn't want to just send it off to Disney Plus. There is some hope that that's not an entirely cynical move, that he saw that this was good. And Moana is so popular. It's always been in the top 10 since it was released as far as streaming, that I think that there is an argument to be made that they wouldn't want to solely that original film, if at all possible. And they want to make something that could live up to that standard. And because it would have been easy to just put this on Disney Plus, no problem. They've done that before with other series. And so I think that maybe he saw something in this group of animators in Vancouver that they were doing that was exciting, that was full of energy, and they decided to put in the investment to make it a feature. And then they got a really good musical team behind it with some of the same people that were involved in the original. They have animators that are overseeing things. They have a new studio that's trying to make an impression. And they have a beloved film that they aren't going to want to let down the audience for that film. So basically, that's my reasons why I think that there might be something to this Moana 2, some reasons to be optimistic about it. It could be a total cash grab. We don't know. There's certainly reasons to be skeptical as well. But let's be optimistic. Let's hope for the best. And let's see what they come up with. And, hopefully it'll be good. I give all the encouragement in the world to the animators, especially, who I know are working so hard right now. So that is my thoughts of Moana 2, why it might actually be good. Let me know what you think. I'm curious for your thoughts in the comments section or on Twitter. And please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you'd like more kind of videos like this. I would be curious to know like what my viewers are interested in. And check out the Patreon and merch store. You can get #animation junkie shirts at the merch store. And I'm an animation girl, so check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.